It has occurred to me that the word fool in uh, that's used in the stock market is based on the fact that is this: when a person consistently does the same thing and expects a different result, that's being foolish. That's why I believe there's a um, stock market um, information outlet called Motley Fools. This instance occurs because of this, and I'm aware of it, but I'm not sure how to fix it yet. Uh, in order for me to fix this, what I have to do is this: I know I'm doing something, but I need to figure out how to change it so that when my logical brain says, when I trade, I have to do this other thing and I must follow it. But for some reason, as though it's like an out of body experience where that particular situation suits the need of the instinctual thing, and that instinctual part of me overcomes the things that I do physically, like clicking a mouse and doing things. And then my logical brain takes the back seat like in a couch and just observes it. But the logical side is saying something, but that other part does not listen. And so in that respects, what's happening is that uh, I want the logical side to take control over my whole being so that when I look at it, when I'm trading, that I can use my logical side, follow the rules. For instance, don't add to a loser, right? I know this rule. And yet, for the past couple of days, when the market's been turned down, like the Dow turned down about 400 points on one day, and and last trading day almost 1,000 points. And one of the rules that I have is this: do not add to the loser. And yet, I find myself a departure from my logical side, a segregation, a separation between my logical side and my instinctual side, where I allow the instinctual side to take over. Very, very, this is a very complicated thing uh, because of these psychological involvements. And maybe it's the greed, and the greed is fear, and that fear caused the brain to just shut down and revert to an instinctual mode. However small of a reversion that occurs, whenever I have a thesis and my thesis is to go in one direction, but if the market turns the other way, even slightly, somehow something causes my mind to just hibernate into an instinctual mode. One of the prime example is this: when a stock market or a stock that I bought and I have an option, and that option declines slowly, slowly, slowly throughout the day without a bounce, what I tend to do is I buy, and I buy. But my logical side is telling me this: there has not been an indication that says the reversal will occur, and there was no justification for me to keep adding. So what I should have done was this: instead of adding, I should have just sold and just forgot about it, right? But in the end, that's not what I do. It's the instinctual side that kept adding and adding, and ultimately, however, fortunately for me, in my last trading, I was down substantially, but it could have been far worse. So somehow at a certain point, I was able to get out. So if I'm able to set a limit on a trading day and say, okay, it is possible to drop 20 or 30% of my account. So in order to minimize this, maybe I can minimize it to a point where one of my green days can be exchanged for a red day for that particular day. So I can limit it. So I can say, okay, today is a lost day, and I'll move on and I'll look for another day to trade better. Then I can take just one day to recover that loss. So the whole point of this I believe at this point the rules that I've collected together will give me the winning edge. The other part is how difficult it is to to control myself to following those rules, because it seems to me something, when money is involved, something mental part of it just just reverts back to the instinctual mode. And that part of it is I'm striving to work on. And once I've overcome that particular part of that psychological part that reverts me back to an instinctual mode, then I will have made a significant move towards becoming a consistently profitable day trader. Meaning, sure, I may have 1 or 2 days out of the week that's down. However, the losses will be minimal, so that the green days that I have, I am able to make it bigger and bigger. And so overall in terms of weeks or months, then I will be net positive. This is a very, very critical documentation that I'm making today. I truly believe, based on looking at many months of data, there is a mental aspect, uh, a foolish thing, and I'm trying to figure out how I can keep that logical side intact with my instinctual side, so that my instinctual side will listen to my logical side. And I'm going to see if I can make that transition this week and towards next week. And according to a friend of mine, it's going to be worth it.